Hello and welcome to Sports Around the World. My name is Blessing Bassi. The headlines. President of the Confederation of African Football, Ahmad, banned from football activities for 5 years. Lionel Messi is excluded from Barcelona's UEFA Champions League squad to face Dynamo Kiev. Nigerian-born British Tunike Orbit breaks new record for Guinness World Record Day 2020. In basketball, Nigerian D Tigers set for AfroBasket 2021 qualifiers in Kigali. In tennis, Daniil Medvedev wins ATP Finals. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more sports stories. Welcome back. Confederation of African Football President Ahmad has been banned for 5 years by FIFA for breaching various codes of ethics. The 60-year-old vice president of world governing body FIFA has been found to have breached codes relating to duty of loyalty, offering and accepting gifts, abuse of positions, and misappropriation of funds. Mr. Ahmed, whose impending ban was announced by BBC Sport Africa last month, has also been fined $200,000. He has previously denied any wrongdoings. He can appeal his sanctions at the Court of Arbitrary for Sport once he has received the full grant for the decision, a process that can take up to 60 days. Last month, the former head of Madagascar FA announced his intention to go for a second term in office when CAF elections takes place next March. This is now in major doubt as Mr. Ahmad, who was elected CAF president in 2017, would have to pass an eligibility test to resume his place on the FIFA Council. Any chances of re-election will be dependent on not only winning his appeal at CAF, but also ensuring his appeal is heard early enough to allow him to be confirmed as a candidate. Mr. Ahmad recently stepped back from leading CAF, stating that he had done so for medical reasons as he continues to recover from coronavirus, so leaving CAF first Vice President Constant Amari in charge of leading the organization. Sports Minister Sunday Dare at the weekend pledged that the federal government would overhaul the senior national football team Super Eagles to attain best possible heights in world football. The minister also promised to restructure the secretariat of the Football Federation to meet the aspiration of the people. Speaking on the two recent lackluster display in the back-to-back African Cup of Nations qualifying series against Sierra Leone, the minister, who apologized to Nigerians for Eagles' disappointing outing against the Leone Stars, said the results have once again highlighted the urgency in restructuring the national team, adding that the game showed that the technical crew led by Gernot Roy cannot meet Nigerians' aspirations. Dare dismissed the claim in some quarters that he has no power to wade into the Super Eagles since they are elected officers in charge of the country's football. According to the minister, as the chief custodian of Nigerian sports sector, he has the power to correct any shortcomings he discovers in any form of the sector, including football. He added the Super Eagles represent Nigeria, sing Nigerians' national anthem and wear Nigerian jerseys, so without Nigeria as a sovereign country, they have nobody to represent. Players and officials of Nigerian Professional Football League side Eyimba International on Sunday underwent COVID-19 test as the People's Elephant prepare for a trip to Burkina Faso for their CAF Champions League preliminary round first leg match against Rahimo, just as Godwin Nosike has joined the coaching crew of the two-time African champions. After claiming the Governor Ozike Ikpeazu pre-season tournament title Saturday evening following a 1-1 win against rivals Abia Warriors in a thrilling final, Eyimba dusted themselves for the continental push and were back to the stadium early Sunday morning for the coronavirus test. The test is a prerequisite before any trip outside the country as mandated by CAF and FIFA. Two officials of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC), a male and a female, arrived at Eyimba Stadium at about past 8 o'clock in the morning of Sunday to conduct the test. Meanwhile, Godwin Nosike has joined the coaching crew of the People's Elephant and would be in the dugout during their 2020-21 CAF Champions League games. Nosike, a winger during his playing days at Nwanyao National, Eyimba and Rangers, later turned defender as right back. His coaching career has spanned through Nnewi United, Warri Wolves and Rangers. Checks reveal that Nosike's arrival at the 8th-time Nigerian champions followed directives that only coaches with CAF license would stand in the dugout in all CAF competitions. Although Fatai Osho is the substantive technical advisor of Eyimba, who has been with the club for close to 4 seasons, the hierarchy of Eyimba decided to bring in Nosike in response to CAF demand, but with Osho still in charge of the training of the team. Eyimba will travel to Burkina Faso on Friday, but will face Aqua United Tuesday at the Stephen Keshi Stadium on Wednesday. Officials indicate that the friendlies aim to enable the team have a feel of the natural grass, since they would confront Rahimo next Sunday in Ouagadougou on a natural grass pitch. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll bring you the rest of the sports stories. Welcome back. Professional roller coaster Nigerian-born British Tunike Orbit has broken the record for most cartwheel on roller skates in 1 minute with 30, and the most spins in e-skates in 1 minute with 70 in celebration of Guinness World Record Day 2020. A cycles performer and skating teacher by trade, the 27-year-old Tinuke set herself these challenges at the beginning of lockdown to pass the time and soon realized that her talent could be record worthy. As she progressed with her skills, Tinuke started pushing herself further and used her record attempts as a means of motivation at a time when she really needed some. She had to put her entire body weight plus another 5 kg due to the weight of her skate onto one arm throughout her attempt to complete the cartwheel motion. To be able to do this, she had to practice once a week. The e-skate spin uses a whole different muscle group. Tinuke relies on her inner thigh to be able to do the 360-degree spin trick, which leaves them feeling like they are on fire. Barely days after seeing to the successful organization of the first Kaduna International Half Marathon in Kaduna, officials of the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, led by Olamide George, has set for another first-of-its-kind road race in Ogbomosho, tagged the Ogbomosho Marathon. The 10-kilometer road race is the first official road race that will be organized in southwest town of Ogbomosho, and AFN officials says they will be on ground to ensure another successful event this Saturday. Among dignitaries expected at the event are Sports Minister Sunday Dare, Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde, AFN President Olamide George, former Director of Sports Development in the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, Dr. Amos Adamu, Oyo State Commissioner for Sport, and a former Governor of Oyo State, Alao Akala. Coach of Nigerians D Tigers, Mike Brown, has arrived in Kigali, Rwanda, ahead of the Afro Basketball 2021 qualifiers. The competition is built for November 27th to 29th. Brown, who touched down on Saturday night, was accompanied by one of his assistants, Quester John, a former Detroit Pistons coach. As a player, he spent 3 seasons in the NBA from 1977 to 1980 and then coached in the college ranks before moving on to the NBA sideline as an assistant. Leader of the delegation, Nigerian Basketball Federation Vice President Babs Ogunade, left Lagos for Kigali on Friday ahead of the team. The second window will see 12 teams from Group A, B, and D in action at the Kigali Arena. The Tigers will compete in Group D against host Rwanda, Mali, and South Sudan, which has taken the place of Algeria, who withdrew owing to fear of COVID-19. Daniil Medvedev fought back to beat US Open champions Dominic Thiem and win the biggest title of his career at the ATP Finals in London. The Russian dug deep to claim a 4-6, 7-6, 6-4 victory over world number 3 Thiem at the O2 Arena. Thiem led the second set tie-break, but Medvedev reeled off 7 points on a roll to force a decider and came through a tied final set to ensure victory. The 24-year-old will finish the year 4th in the world rankings. Medvedev is the only player to be the 3 highest ranked player at the season-ending event, following his earlier victories over Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal. He did not beat a single top 10 player from November 2019 to October 2020, but has now beaten 7 in the space of 4 weeks. It was the last year the tournament was being held in London, with the event moving to Turin, Italy from 2021. Right now, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you the rest of sports stories. Welcome back. Victor Osimhen is recovering well from his minor shoulder injury, according to one of his representatives, Roberto Calenda. The 21-year-old dislocated his shoulder in Nigerian 4-4 home draw against the Leone Stars of Sierra Leone in a 2022 African Cup of Nations qualifying features at the Samuel Bermudia Stadium, Benin City. Osimhen, who is currently undergoing rehabilitation, missed Napoli's 3-1 home defeat to Serie A leaders AC Milan on Sunday. The former Wolfsburg striker has scored twice in 8 league appearances for Napoli this season. The Nigerian Football Federation on Friday announced the appointment of Amina Sani Zagon Daura as its new head of women football. Stoke City manager Michael O'Neill insists the portal have benefited immensely from John Mikel Obi's cast experience this season. The former Chelsea midfielder linked up with the Portals on a free transfer this summer and has featured in every minute of their 12 Sky Bet Championship games. The midfielder was nominated for the club's Player of the Month for October. Mikel played a key role in the side had 4-3 home win against Huddersfield Town on Saturday. Stoke City currently occupy 17th position on the table with 21 points from 12 matches, 3 points adrift of leaders Norwich City. O'Neill's side will host Norwich City at the Bet365 Stadium on Tuesday. Lionel Messi has been excluded from Barcelona's 19-man squad to face Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League on Tuesday. This was disclosed by Barcelona's Dutch coach Ronald Koeman in his press conference on Monday. Messi played the full 90 minutes of Barca 1-0 defeat by Atletico Madrid on Saturday, but was not included in the list of players who will travel to the Ukraine for the Group G match. According to Koeman, he has decided to rest Messi and midfielder Friki the Gorge for the European. The club cannot afford another injury after Gerard Piqué and Sergio Roberto joined Ansu Fati and Samuel Umtiti in the long-term absentee list type because they are in good position in their group but are struggling in 12th place in La Liga. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp says they might struggle to end this season with 11 players and warned we are all done unless broadcasters talk to each other about the football schedule. He was speaking to Sky Sports after his side 3-0 win over Leicester City. Liverpool play Atalanta on Wednesday and Brighton on Saturday at 12:30 GMT. In an impassioned interview with Sky Golf Chefs, which was shown by international broadcasters, Klopp said, "If you don't start talking to BT, we are all done." When Klopp was told the clubs had agreed the broadcast deals, he said, "If someone tells me again about contract, I will go really nuts because the contracts were not made for a COVID season." Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we have more stories for you. Welcome back. In rugby, Mali Waringan Sea Eagles player Kent Titmus has died at the age of 20 after falling ill following training. The prop has taken from the Namibian training camp to Northern Beaches Hospital before he was transferred to Royal North Shore Hospital in Sydney, where he died shortly after. Titmus had yet to make his National Rugby League debut but was in his side 30-man squad for next season. Titmus played for the Sea Eagles junior teams and scored the matching winning try in the 2017 Holding Cup finals for under-20 sides. He also won the Jersey Flair Cup Player Award, an event that involves teams made up of players aged 20 or under. Sea Eagles chief executive Stephen Humphrey said our club sent his deepest condolence to Kent's family and friends and will provide them with all of the support they need during this difficult period. One of the first questions that greeted Pep Guardiola after the announcement of his new 2-year Manchester City contract last week was whether it increased the chances of Lionel Messi joining from Barcelona. But whatever the manager says in public, there is no doubt whatever City wants the Barca captain and will do all they can to sign him now he knows Guardiola is staying. In that respect, the new contract could be a game changer in their pursuit for one of football's greatest players. Messi will be all ears. Guardiola and the club's hierarchy accepted as early as April there was a need for a squad overhaul at Etihad Stadium, a view supported this season by the fact they are in the bottom half of the Premier League table after 8 games, having won only 3 times. The manager's new contract is likely to make that process significantly simpler. Arsenal and Leeds have both condemned the vile abuse directed at Nicolas Pepe and Eljan Alioski after Sunday's Premier League game at Elland Road. Pepe was sent off after 52 minutes of the 0-0 draw, where he put his head into Alioski's face following a number of niggly exchanges between the pair in the exceeding minute. However, Alioski's reaction annoyed the Arsenal players, and Scottish defender Kieran Tierney had to be pulled away from the Leeds man after the final whistle as he made his feelings known. Pepe and Alioski are both targeted on social media, leading the groups to release coordinated statements in which they promised to work with the police and football authorities to identify those responsible. Everton fans have lavished praise on Alex Nwobi after the winger produced a superb performance in the 3-2 away win against Fulham on Sunday. Nwobi, 24, was given a chance by Carlo Ancelotti in a slightly alien right wing back position at Craven Cottage that was necessitated by the absence of Seamus Coleman due to injury. Everton manager Carlo Ancelotti decided to deploy 3 centre halves as he did on occasion last season, with Nwobi operating as a wing back and the winger actually really took to the pole. He's often been criticized since joining the club last year, with his output not too impressive in terms of goals and assists, but against Fulham and the Nigerian was excellent, following well with Ben Godfrey, who covered the space he left behind and seeking to get forward as often as he could. Nwobi completed 48 passes for an accuracy of 88% and won 8 of 12 duels. He also completed 5 out of 6 dribbles. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll wrap up with sports stories. Welcome back. In rugby, Manly Waniga Sea Eagles player Kent. Oh, I beg your pardon. Must have missed that story. Alright, stadium facility expert and CEO Moni Michel Limited, Ebi Egbe, has rallied support for the under fire Super Eagles head coach Kenneth Roy. Egbe, whose outfit has been credited with constructing some of the best football turf in Nigerian stadium, insisted at the weekend that Super Eagles would surely bounce back after the two draws with Sierra Leone in Benin City and Freetown respectively. Egbe, who is handling renovation of numerous playing facilities around the country at the moment, insisted that coach Kenneth Roy should be supported rather than constant bashing of the team when things go our way, adding the Super Eagles cannot do well without the support of all and sundry. Egbe stressed that Sierra Leone did their homework on our players, hence they took them to the rice field in Freetown where no players can play to his full potentials. That's all we can take for today. I remain Blessing Basi. Have a wonderful evening.